Hi everyone, it's Carol here at Aakash Journals, and as you can see I've got my Collage weekly planner in front of me, open at page 47 or assignment 47. So I'm going to have a go at doing that one this afternoon. So the prompts, a travel item. Well, I've got some vintage tickets here. I've got a few. I don't know how many I'm going to use, but I've got a few of those. I've also got a pad of faux tickets. And I've also got this classique label, which, as you can see, I've got a little flower that's been laminated inside it. Now, labels to me mean travel labels or postage labels. So I'm hoping that this will count because I'm going to use this on my piece today. A piece of furniture. Well, I've got this business card or business postcard here, and it's got a sideboard on it, and I love that image, so I'm going to be using that. What else? Something written or drawn in your non-dominant hand. Well, as you will have seen at the start of the video, I had a go at drawing these little hearts. The reason I've drawn two, not only because it was a practice, but it gives me a choice which one I use, and I particularly like this one, and I'm leaning towards this one because it's got the word Paris written. I'd like to say that I had written that in my non-dominant hand, but there's no way. It was all I could do to manage to draw a heart. So I think I'm going to be using this one, which is part of an old vintage handwritten document, but I may well resort to just using this little one. So either of those, or well, certainly one will come into play, but I'm not sure at this stage which one. Mushrooms. I've got here a scrap of some rust-dyed fabric that I did a while ago, and I've just stamped on it a little cluster of mushrooms in potting soil archival ink. Something that smells. Well, you've probably seen these on cosmetic counters. These are the little cards that they give you when you test perfumes. I picked these up in the Bath House, which is a toiletry company here in the UK. I think it's based up in Cumbria or perhaps even in Scotland, I don't know. But I do like their products, and I've picked up a few of these and they smell absolutely beautiful. And I've also got here the little perfume sample cards that they give you. So aren't these sweet? So you just get a simple little card like that with all the details on the back, the name of the perfume, and then inside you get a tiny little vial of perfume to try. And what I thought I would do is, I've got 3 or 4 of these I think in here. Yeah, I've got 3 of these, and this one is called Velvet Orchid, which is this one here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to dab a little bit more of the perfume, not on the white portion, which is the portion that you're supposed to use. I'm going to dab a little bit on this section here and hope that it's porous enough to be able to impregnate with the perfume, so that my whole journal, my whole planner will smell beautifully of Velvet Orchid. So that's what I'm planning to use for my something that smells. And then the bonus, a star. Well, I'm thinking that I will go in and just stamp some little stars on my end piece. Okay, so let's get started. Let's move these to one side. Oh, I forgot to mention, this is a business card. You might have seen me showcase this in the previous assignment. I didn't use it, but it's still knocking around next to my planner, so I thought I would use it on this one. I have a rough idea what I want to do this time round. I'm going to use this straight onto my background. Now, as you know, I don't often work straight onto the background, but I am thinking that I will do that today. So I'm thinking of having something like that. I'm going to move it quite high up because I do want a bit of space at the bottom. Now, I don't mind some detail at the top here where you can see this business card came from, but I've got the website and email details down there and I don't want those showing, so I'm going to put that on the bottom. and just move it in slightly so it covers it up but doesn't cover up my sideboard. And then I thought I would go in with this one. Now I've got this one set in to the left hand side of the edge of the business card there, but I don't want the background showing through here. It won't necessarily when I cover it up, but I'm just moving that in slightly so that I can pick up some of this red behind there, and that's how I'm thinking of having that. So I'm just going to rest that carefully like that. I was thinking with my little bit of fabric, I would have that on there like that. I was thinking that I might go in and stitch that, but I don't think I'm going to be able to do that because it's going to impinge on the window here. So I think I'm probably just going to go in with some fabric glue. I've got some eyelets off to one side because I think I will use an eyelet and go straight through onto the business card there. This I'm loving because this is a shade of the red smaller business card. And so I was thinking that I might have that tucked into the back there. And I am going to tuck it all the way in because I don't want a gap showing between that little bit of washi and the faux ticket. And I don't want to take that bit of washi off because I quite like it. So I'm going to go in with another one of these. And I'm just going to hold that in place. And I'm going to tuck this down the side and just have it peeping out to one side so that I can make use of both of those tickets like that and still not have a gap up there. So that's what I'm thinking of doing there. And this one can move over some more, I think. So let's move that all over that way. I think the best thing that I can do is start gluing to hold things in place, because I've more or less, as I say, more or less got a good idea of what I want to do this time round. These pieces were just lying on top of my open planner this morning, and I more or less knew straight away how I kind of wanted them to look. So I'm thinking something like that. I'm thinking of having this little one tucked in there like that, and then this Paris one perhaps maybe coming out like that. Probably will take off a bit off the bottom of this one and then have this one tucked in there like that, and then just go in and stamp a few stars. Really simple, but that's kind of the configuration I think I'm going to work with. I'm liking that I've got that colour up there, which is picking up almost the same colours, or certainly the same tones from the Classique label, the frame on that and this here. Again, the purple is toning in and it's picking up this soft area here on the business card that's behind. This I'm liking because it's picking up the Classique label. There's a little bit of purple up in the washi as well, which matches up there. So yeah, I'm quite liking that one, everybody. I have to say, I'm liking that it's super easy more than anything. So I'm thinking I'm going to have this label so that it's set in from the little business card, with a little bit of border or background showing down this right hand side so that it matches up there. You know me, I quite like trying to copy so that I get a balanced look. I'm slightly above this angled area, which, if I'm honest, I probably would have liked to have had it level with the business card, but I think it doesn't look right to do that. But I have got this line here meeting up with where the snipped corner is meeting the horizontal line. So I think I'm going to go with that there, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw where my eyelet needs to be and then go and grab my crocodile and punch a hole through that. I think I'm going to go for a 3mm eyelet here, so I'm just going to make this hole a little bit bigger on the label, and then with this one just punch it straight away. And just move it around so that it sits where I want it to go. So I think I'm liking how that looks now. I'm going to put my little bit of fabric on here. So I've got some Beacon 3-in-1 glue, any sort of fabric glue or even double-sided tape would work for this. So I'm just going to put a little dab across there. I'm going to touch it slightly with my finger to take away some of the tackiness so that it doesn't seep through my fabric. And I'm just going to cover up that image so that I can lift it up, and I've got a little flip there if I want it. Just give that a minute to set. So I've got that, and I think I'll put some glue underneath this label. Originally I thought it might be nice for it to move, but I'm actually thinking I would like it to stay put. So I'm going to put a little bit of glue underneath here as well. Okay, so I'm going to use my Paris now. So I'm going to tuck that under there, rip away a little bit of the excess. Thinking I might have that in there. I'm going to take away a little bit across the bottom here. Don't want all of that. I'm going to pop that under there like that. Take away a bit more of this edge here. And I'm thinking something like that, so I'm going to go with that and give it and glue it down. So there we go, more or less like that, I think, everybody. Tempted to use another portion of this ticket here, so I think I will do, because I'm liking the look of that. So I'm going to do that. And now what I need to do is get my smelly vision in. So I've got my little label there. I've got one of the little files. I was thinking that I would use that to go across there like that. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to trim off the white or the cream portion on this like that. I'm going to try putting a little bit of perfume on it now. And it is soaking into this side, which I'm pleased about. Oh, it smells lovely. Pop that to one side. I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on the back of this. Have it on there, like that. I'm tempted to have it a little bit further out actually, which is what I'm going to do. Just like that. I've had an idea that I might like to actually stick this onto another ticket, because I was thinking that if I cover up part of that writing at the top there, then it just leaves me with the line, which I think will be in keeping with the fact that I want a travel theme going on here, or there is a little bit of a travel theme. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to just put another one of these tickets on the top like that. You flip it round so I can glue this bottom end here. Like that. And if I go back in, I can re-glue this, and that is the joy of art glitter glue. If you act quickly, it gives you a little bit of wiggle room so that you can pull up anything you don't particularly like and reposition it. And that's what I'm going to do here. And I'm going to just try and centre it up down the middle of that. Just give it a little bit of a squeeze as a helping hand. So yeah, I'm calling it a wrap on this one. Super, super easy this week. Don't dislike it in the slightest. I'm quite pleased with it, in all honesty. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue this down, everybody. So let's get on with that. And there we go, everybody. I'm calling that finished for today. I need to stamp a star. I've forgotten about that. And for my star, I've got the tiniest of little stars in this bag. I'm not sure if you can see it, and I'm hoping I don't lose it before I can get it glued down onto my page. But I've just got the one that is so small. And what I thought I would do is either pop it right on top there of that candlestick like that, or I was wondering about if I can get it with my tweezers. I can't even pick it up in my tweezers, it's so tiny, this little thing. And the other place I thought I could put it would be just in there like that. And I think, oh, now where do I want to put it? I do like it in there, and it's more noticeable. There are two candlesticks up here, and I only have one of these little tiny stars. Do you know what? I think I'm going to go with it up here. So let me just put a tiny, tiny dab of art glitter glue there. It's probably way more than I need, but I think that's going to be fine. And let's see if I can pick this up one last time without getting it lost. Drop it down onto that. Little dab of glue there. There we go. Just trying to get rid of some of the excess. And would you believe it, that is the only one I've got. I've got a whole container here of stars, and that is the smallest one I've got and the only one I've got, because it really would have been lovely to have put one on the other candlestick, but I don't have one, so that's where that's going to go. So there we go, everybody. That's my finished piece for this week. This has to be the quickest one I've ever done. I really can't believe how quickly this one has come together, and it just proves to me that it pays if I lift out my pieces and leave them on my book overnight, ready for doing my video the next morning, that I wake up in the morning and I've got inspiration and I'm good to go. So I'm going to see if that works for the next one. I really am. So very quickly going through the prompts. A travel item. Well, I've got several. I've got my faux tickets here, 2 of them. And then my vintage ones here. So I've got this one, which was torn in half, and then another one at the top there. Really liking that at the top, actually. A piece of furniture. Well, I've got the sideboard in my business card postcard. Something written or drawn in your non-dominant hand. That's my little heart down here. Mushrooms. Well, I've got a little group of mushrooms that I stamped onto this home rusted fabric. Something that smells. I've got my smelly vision going on up here with my bathhouse I think it was called Black Orchid, can't remember now, but it actually says pistachio and black pepper on here, but I think I dabbed on some velvet orchid on this one. But either way, I'm getting a lovely waft and aroma. It was porous enough to take some of the perfume. So this planner is going to smell gorgeous from here on in. And finally, a star. Well, I didn't go in and stamp any stars as I originally thought I would. What I've done is I've gone in and just glued a little tiny one on the top of that candlestick, and I hope you can just catch it in the light. The light is going here now. It's getting on. It's 3:30 in the afternoon, and oh, it's not good in the afternoon, unfortunately, here in the UK now that winter's setting in. So as always, I'll do you a few photos, a few close-ups, so that you can get a better look. Thank you everybody, as always, for joining me. I really do appreciate it. I can't express that enough to you. I love having you with me when I'm having a little playtime. So thank you for joining me. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.